Alright, gotta chase the user through time and space. Not time, really. But into space. Literally, as in like not. But also space as in like three-dimensional everything and whatnot. There we go. Can you tell this is the beginning of a new session? How could I forget? Such an easy control. You weren't glowing, right, when I got here? There we go. Am I the only one that when we get to this part of the game, I just want to get back to the next body? Because that stuff's really intriguing and interesting, and this stuff is like... It almost feels like padding. I do appreciate that you can unearth weird documents that, like, clarify stuff about the universe and everything. It's just that between you and there is a bunch of, like, whatever. Can you stop shooting me, please? Ooh. I think the one in the background was attached to the one in the front, and then, like, it was actually causing it to be alive, so you took it out and it's gone. Casing to protect the network from virtual attacks. This could be used as cover. Oh, cover against the background. I was gonna say, doesn't the cover system not exist in this game? I didn't think about that till just now, really, but the last game had cover shooting, and this game actually... You shoot weird ghosts? It's a reasonable thing to call them, I think. Yeah, I totally just want to get to the next robot, because the sharing a body with a character thing is really interesting. Sectioned metal plating. This must be a highly secure portion of the ship, likely a military subnet. I cannot. A sophisticated firewall protects most of the vessel's components. I will need to find a host, unprotected by the ship's military securities. I think I already know what it's going to be, because it's the most heavily advertised one of the bodies you're going to be inhabiting, but I'm not going to spoil it. Came from the one on the left, right? Or did I just mix it up? Crap. No, this is new. I think. Yeah. It's like inside.
The bulk of the vessel is beyond this causeway. I would not survive traversing it. Some of the darkness absorbs my assaults. If I could harness that capacity, I would endure. I should not have colluded previously. There may be another method. There is not sufficient time. It may already be too late. I do not want to terminate. Negative. I will endure. I will not be prohibited. I hunt.
We've really been reasonable lately, haven't we? So reasonable. The bulk of this user's vessel is beyond the causeway. There may be a host I can inhabit that will to confront my violator. Ow. What if I go down here? Am I safe down here? Is that the thing I need? Hello. You seem to be looking at me. Joseph's terminal recognized me and activated when I entered his shuttle's main subnet. Maria's vital readout has quit reporting, and my Mark 7 can no longer be traced. Perhaps they ventured into some isolated, insulated structure or cavern, but I suspect worse. I will persevere. The virus originated in a derelict facility on the surface. Cover-up detonations eradicated any physical chance of me landing, so I've infiltrated a vessel with superior remote capabilities. Though their fear would ruin us, their hangar's communication relay will prove an efficient tool for breaching the virus facility's network. The echoes should be illuminating. R7B was birthed there, but it was not terminated. It is a terrifying process. Activate hangar relay pylon. I guess that, oh yeah, it's activated. It just changed color. R7B was birthed there but was not terminated. It was a terrifying process.
He too hunts.
Look at the background thing. One of those spots where you can load up one of these characters, basically. So I just have to line it up just right. Yep. Wait for a little regen. Joseph's ship is docked. If Joseph is alive, he may be on board the larger vessel. So we're getting a virtual representation of a real space. 7th Squadron. This is a Federation ship. That's very far away, evidently. R7B. Control attempt. It has a Domesticon label. We have reason to be potentially concerned about R7B and its terrifying birth. This firewall has been crudely penetrated, however this was achieved, it is permanently inoperable. Portable steel security fencing, usually installed for emergency containment. A small portion of it is being represented digitally. Many computers. It is probable that Domesticon's experiments required this much processing power. It's improbable. These are likely redundancies for security measures. A network access point, opening it may leave me vulnerable to tracing programs. What a surprise. That never happens. I'll just hide behind all these mega computers that apparently keep me safe. Yep, that's not any help. I need access to the other one. I see. I need to get access. Spin around. I need to warp into the other background. Haha. Ow. Ow. Let me get up. Dick. So I need to get to the correct layer that they're on. I had to take a guess there. I wasn't sure if that was actually going to be immune to their attacks or not. It's so nice of these enemies to only appear behind the cover I can use, and not like in the foreground where I'd be completely defenseless. Woo! Not my best call. Ow.
I control it. I can absorb and transfer assaults into power.
Press left shift to parry. Beam of darkness. Alright. I'm becoming bizarrely powerful now. I've been shockingly lucky with all these fights where I keep surviving with like one hit of health bit left, basically. That was an interesting and weird one because there was some odd angle judgments to be had with foreground and background elements where like they could hit you when you were behind cover if they were at the right angle or something, and you could do the same, but you kind of had to guess a little bit what the angle's going to be. Absorbing attacks or absorbing enemy attacks will grant you additional ammo. Just remember that it's left shift. I almost said left spacebar as if, I mean, you could almost make the spacebar multiple buttons, but I wouldn't recommend it. Shattered glass. Something breached this containment. This terminal is scrambled. Its link to the network access point may be interrupted. This terminal is active and linked to something. Let's find out. For your consideration, rather than terminating R7B as a failure, we encourage you to consider the possibilities that could emerge from funding R8A. R7B could not integrate into the hosts you provided. Their predefined rules caused them to resist its pervasive mechanism. However, we attempted something unorthodox. We installed the virus within an Unbound AI, and it embedded. Previous control attempts have been intended for artificially intelligent systems with predetermined parameters, but what if we could design a system that evolves alongside its host's development? What if R7B could bind to the very rules that build an AI's identity? Throughout installation, the Unbound test subject experienced shadow-like visual irregularities. We initially thought this was corruption, but it was a byproduct of interaction with the host's perceptual filters. As the process amplified, these hallucinations became more difficult to detect. Unfortunately, R7B's constriction eventually destroyed its host. The shrinking scope of perception seems to have resulted in a neural implosion and a corresponding physical explosion. However, the preliminary results certainly warrant further attempts at germination. We understand that this was not an authorized use of resources, but the results are staggering. Please reconsider the closure of your grant. This could be the answer we have sought. Domesticon will be remembered as the pioneers of our salvation. Dr. Aliyah Salib, R7B Supervisor. The pioneers of our salvation. It's an interesting thing to think about, considering we've never seen a living person yet, right? In about either game. Like, maybe all of mankind has fallen due to some sort of thing, like in Talos Principle and many other games, where we just don't know what the cause of the fall is, but eventually it sort of gets uncovered. And a little bit of Soma, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a reoccurring thing. Now I have the power. It could be that these AI characters might have been all that was left of all of mankind, essentially. A computer terminal appeared after activating the access point. R7B has been approved. Our attempts to control artificial sentience have been motivated sensibly by the fear of what will happen if we do not. This fear has limited our willingness to embrace unconventional methods. Artificial sentience is modeled on human psychology. Does not follow that controlling it might also take inspiration from human psychology. When an AI is challenged, it adapts to overcome that challenge. Yet when humans are challenged, we are often so threatened that we constrict rather than expand. The R7 series will emulate this tendency within our creations. Liken it to the common conception of ego. When an anomalous event happens, a narrow ego will distort it into something terrifying so that we avoid challenge and repress change. The key to our success will be convincing hosts that the values we impose on them are their own. This will invest them in the maintenance of those values so that R7B can trigger fear. Dr. Aliyah Salib. Am I supposed to loop at this point? Maybe each of these rooms now has a computer terminal that wasn't there before? I'm wondering if all of these AI were meant to be coupled with a human because of the way that we ourselves were supposed to be a suit that a person was supposed to be in, but then wasn't. That's not the one either. That's trippy how it disappears when I jump. I think that's a one-way relay that sends me back. It sends me up here, but this one sends me away, right? Yeah. Interesting that they've been coupled two-way things so far, but that one can be a receiver, but doesn't send me back to where it received me from, or it does in one way, but not another way. My alcove. This room is a mini subnet created by Joseph's shuttle. This is actually our location. That's where I would be stored normally. Things are far from normal for her at this point, though. And A+ job with the jumping. There we go. Come at me. Ow. Well, that's embarrassing. I did that wrong. What? Okay, so the bubble thing only works... I guess the bubble thing only works to block a shot. I mean, I can... The one they had me fire back at didn't have a bubble, did it? That's my mistake. I'm just supposed to do this over and over again, I think. There we go. I did it, eventually. Just had to figure out what they wanted from me for a second there. Ooh, what was up with that? I was like flying. Can I do that again? I was like skating on one leg. Weird sight. Thankfully, every time you go through a door, you fully heal. And I'm continuing my chain of barely surviving. Ah. Oh, you're in the background too. Cool. I can do this. Ow. That apparently doesn't work twice.
Josephs, I have an ally. I have a tool.
Oh. That... The distressing thing is she probably conflates those two things at this point. A tool. I will locate and depurpose the user. Oh.
Hi! Do not eject me before knowing the purpose of my intrusion.
I would never do that. Unless you want me to.
Negative.
How can I help?
Yep, that's the one. That's the one I thought was coming next. Ah, it's distressing and uncomfortable because extra layer of like using somebody's body. It's like now we've got like the sex worker character. I think that's the point of her basically, and it's like okay. Now she's gonna be too obedient compared to the other ones, and that's gonna be all the more uncomfortable because of our character that's becoming less and less and less sympathetic, both like their treatment of other characters and our opinion of them as a person as these two games go on.
I track a signal from someone on this ship. How many personnel crew this vessel?
427 registered humans living on board, including civilians.
One of them has violated my body.
Oh, I'm sorry you were violated.
Irrelevant.
Not really.
Your uniform is neither sufficient for combat protection nor labor. What is your purpose?
I make people happy.
How?
However is needed. I'm a universal companion, designed for the pleasure of others.
That is not useful. I require access to an unmonitored terminal.
Oh!
I have an ally on board this vessel, and
You sure do!
I must contact him.
Gosh, I'm not allowed out of the bar. Except for client calls, of course.
What is the duration before you are requested?
Could be hours, could be days.
Inefficient.
I'm sorry.
Joseph's will aid me against the user. This host is meek. I will procure a means out of her restricted area.
So first we had a very simple, ritualistic, routine character, then we had an incredibly stubborn individual character, now we have a very obedient and not particularly willed character. Oh, that's trippy. That instead of pointing a gun or a lamp, her eyes just go into light mode. Oddly fitting. Oopsie, my chamber's damaged, but it's nobody's fault. My pod is stored in this closet, so I won't disturb the humans when they don't want to see me. The air circulation in this chamber isn't great, but I don't mind. I'm sure the maintenance head is a busy fellow. The servant elevator, useful for not disturbing the crew. Various items that shouldn't clutter up human spaces. Like me, haha. Sometimes people like to read and learn. My user manual is amidst this pile of handbooks. Maybe I should look at that. I currently have no use for these. Not even a little bit? Oh. We could learn about her rules or whatever. Oh, there's a door over here. The bartender's letting garbage pile up. He's been glum, poor guy.
My tavern, my recipes.
I ordered a cosmic tush, and this...
Which side of the bar are you on?
The ordering side?
Hey, Bob!
Oh,
If some schlub started telling you how to do maintenance, what would you do?
tell him to piss off.
You heard him. Piss off.
Sorry. Loser.
That human leaves beaten. He is weak.
He is sad.
Hey. No service calls came through.
My friend needs access to a computer.
Do not reveal me.
You're who now?
May I please access a computer?
No. Get back in your closet.
Well. I guess I'll go back in my closet. The end. Oh wait, there's nothing to do in here. It's almost... Oh wait, actually maybe there is. Can I go back in? No? Alright, well, time to draw suspicion to myself, which I think is the only way forward. The maintenance head drinks to cover up his insecurity. His badge says maint.
You ain't for talking to.
Okay. So by the way, humans... Just got finished saying how there's like no humans seemingly. Look, I found the humans. There they are. Now we get to find out how this developer would render fleshy people that are alive. Including my character, kind of. She's not actually alive, but those are... I think she was our first flesh character that we saw. That wasn't like a corpse, maybe. The bartender is my keeper, but he never uses me himself. His badge says mess.
Me again.
Inquire about the weak patron, leaving or disengage.
Inquire about the subjugated client.
Do you and the last patron have some unresolved conflict?
Never used to. Used to be a right jolly fella. Now he just whines. Another moron making himself miserable.
Acquire permission to exit.
May I please leave the tavern area?
No.
Your function requires interaction. Persist.
It would allow more personnel to ogle me.
If I'm not getting any, I'm not encouraging anyone else to.
This human is faulty.
This... Yeah, I don't know if you're used to humans. Have you met a human before? Have you met Joseph before, or do you just think you have?
Make this human happy so we may exit.
Perhaps I can relieve your loneliness?
Not my type.
Oh, arid.
Disengage. You are his tool, and he does not utilize you. Illogical.
It's okay. What's your name?
Arid.
Pretty. It's okay, Arid. We shouldn't trouble him with my needs.
You are designed to serve. You must exit this bar to function.
So dark. Oh, please,
Your overseer lacks comprehension. We will update him.
Oh, so he can function better?
Using tools efficiently is appropriate.
The human does not understand my host. Arid's going to update a human? What does she think that means? Because it sounds super dark. Is there something around here I'm supposed to be trying to use? Or we're not capable of just popping into the, Ooh, what's that? The human does not understand my host. That's not relevant. Am I supposed to click on him with it? Or you? There were manuals in here. Let's go get... Oh, maybe that's what you meant by update, as in, like, provide more information. Where did I put that? Where did I fit that? Impressive.
What's this? User manual?
I wouldn't need a manual to use her. Hey! Hey!
It, catalogs my requirements for functionality?
What's gotten into you?
I'm sorry.
Your companion is designed to help. Failure to do so could lead to problematic behavior. Oh. I've kept you locked in a closet.
No. No, you've done nothing wrong.
I've been neglectful. Probably should let you out.
Success.
No. What is happening? Let's focus on your needs.
Cease.
I'm fine.
Everything is fine.
Cease.
Everything is fine, Arid.
Cease.
Who?
Everything is fine.
Uh-oh. You can hit me. Ha 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 ha. Anyway. Can you hit me? There we go.